Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me here for another MCC Insider video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Halo 2 campaign and the multiplayer that's running as of right now. Now, the campaign suffers from the exact same thing that Halo 1 campaigns suffer from, and that is the fact that for some reason the lighting is still screwed up. You'll be walking in and out of different areas, and just out of nowhere, it'll pop on, it'll get real bright. Then if you move back from that area, it'll get dark again, and then when you move through it, it gets bright. And I don't know if it has something to do with the way that the lighting works. I've stated this before in my video talking about Halo CE. The fact that they've added the ability to change the brightness settings in the game might have something to do with it. Checking back and forth and switching between classic style of graphics and the new improved, it doesn't exist in the old versions, so this is something that is specifically limited to the new engine or the newer engine that the game's running on when it comes to graphics and lighting. And having gone back and checked the original title, these problems don't exist. So I'm hoping that they catch this. Also, too, worth noting, you cannot change the brightness settings in the original MCC release. So I'm not a developer, but I am pretty sure that this might have something to do with it. One thing that I have noticed, and this is the same for Halo 1 and Halo 2 on the Insider program, the picture looks better. I don't think that they have any of the 4K updates in the Insider program. I don't have a 4K TV, and I haven't come across anything with the forums and their updates that would say that they have introduced 4K assets. But the colors look more vibrant, and things generally do look a little bit sharper. There are a little bit of frame rate stutters happening in the campaign. Those used to happen on the original MCC release and in the original games back when you were moving into another area. It would essentially just be loading in. Now, when it comes to the multiplayer, right now they're only running head-to-head matches with no radar. And, you know, honestly, head-to-head was something that I was into years ago. But at this point, I like playing the more casual, chilled-back team games. So I've only been playing a few of these, maybe one or two a day. Generally, I'm getting beat pretty bad because the people that are playing this are really, really good. But the problems with the multiplayer right now that I'm noticing is that the frame rate and frame skips are really bad when you're initially running into the other player. So if player A is running to the center of the map and player B is also running to the center of the map, it's going to start to lag and skip for some reason. I hope that this is something that's going to be fixed. I imagine that it will be. I've left a few messages on their forums letting them know, hey, you know, this is what's going on. I noticed a couple other posts about it as well, so I'm sure that they're going to be aware of it and take care of the issue. Something, though, that I have noticed is they've removed voting, which was something that I really, really wanted. It was something that I've advocated for. Voting for maps is probably, in my opinion, one of the worst features that's ever been added into first-person shooters. And this is essentially because the popular maps are the only maps that get played, while there are other good maps. When the majority rules or the majority wants to play the popular map, that's what you play. There's none of that in this version, in the pre-release, and I like that. However, a lot of the pre-release stuff right now, you are seeing the same maps just being recycled over and over again. Having played head-to-head, I would say the majority of the maps that I played on has been Lockout. And while I really like Lockout, when playing against the people, and again, they're very, very, very good, you really don't stand a chance, and it's really not that much fun. I was testing something out, and it did piss off a few of the players. I've also said that they should take out the quit penalty. Now, this isn't just specific to Halo 2. This is for all the multiplayer modes. And I quit probably 5 or 6 matches in a row, and not out of any detriment or, you know, any bad will towards other players. I really was just trying to see if they would put you on the timeout like they do in the original MCC release, and they didn't. Now, this is, in my opinion, both a good and a bad thing. You get people that are chronic quitters that quit because they're losing, or they quit because they don't have the map that they want, or they quit because they don't have the game type that they want. And while I feel that that should be allowed because you are playing a game for enjoyment. Now, if you're playing team objective and you only want capture the flag and you get bomb and one flag and territories, stuff like that, then it's not really that okay. But I mean, if you're playing Team Slayer and you've played the same match 4 times in a row or 3 times in a row, sometimes just generally quitting, something happens in real life and you have to jump out. That's acceptable. However, when people are doing it to grief other players, that's when there kind of becomes an issue, and they should try to develop a system that can kind of tell the difference between the two of them. And hopefully they're working on something like that for new updates for Halo 5, for the MCC, for Halo Infinite. Overall, though, Halo 2 is shaping up to be better. Matchmaking times were low, and they're still not that great, but they're better than the original MCC release. And I suspect the only reason that they're not as good as they should be is just because this is a pre-release build. It is a limited build. Not that many people have their hands on it. I would say probably at this point a few thousand, and not all of them being on all at once. Then of course that's going to cause problems. The pre-release beta build is going to open up at the end for everyone. They've said that in their updates and stuff that you can read. So hoping that when they do open it to everyone who registered, they'll put up different playlists and, like 4v4, big team battle, and put them in for Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4. That way it can be tested to its fullest. There were 15,000 people that initially signed up for this, so there is a lot of people. There is a big demand for this. So hoping to get at least a third of them online all at once would be a great testing experience. But that's going to do it for this update, guys. Thank you once again for joining me here for the Halo MCC Insider Program, and keep an eye out for the next video. If you like this one, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I upload news videos a lot for Halo and other things as well, and I also stream 3 days a week, so go ahead and check that out. But until next time, guys, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all in the next video.